It's a lot of light. It's a lot of light. Still a lot. Still so much. Anyway. So yesterday I hung out with my nephew, Rocky. And I love my nephews and nieces. They are they are the versions of my sisters that I can more relate to because I grew up with a very tiered relationship with my sisters. And there was always, and there's even now, a level of respect that I hold myself to when I'm interacting with my sisters. There are things that I'm never going to talk to my sisters about, intentionally, that I can talk to my nephews and nieces about, especially when you're a 3 year old who doesn't really understand what I'm saying to you and you don't speak fluent in any of the languages that I recognize yet. So I have to sort of like recognize your language and interpret what you're saying to me, and you have to sort of like recognize my language and interpret what I'm saying to you. So yesterday was a day full of what I can call baby gibberish because he is learning Sepedi, English, and French all at the same time. So, and I'm sure he hangs out with Zulu children or Tswana children. So it's a little bit a lot of languages to learn at the same time. So I cannot even fathom how that's going for him. But the amount of love that I feel surrounding me, surrounding the sort of like relationship that I'm building with my nephews and nieces is new to me because I've never had that kind of love because I believe that love comes in very different forms. Uh, Sisterly love is totally different to uncle love, uncle nephew niece love. Sister love is like we came from the same womb, and it's like a womb relationship. We came from the same womb. We were raised by the same incredible people. We built our trust and our foundation of love in a very um, incubated setting, and it has been phenomenal to have a sisterly, brotherly relationship with my siblings. But it's within that social fabric that I built my own expectations and limitations. But when I'm with my nephews and nieces, all of those boundaries seemingly disappear, and I'm able to go across and interact with thoughts and concepts that I normally don't interact with around my siblings because as you're growing up you can say something or do something or be interested in something and you get uh, told that you're weird, you're different, and as a kid you don't want to be weird and different. I didn't grow up with that kind of confidence to be weird and different. regardless of what people said. So it kind of affected how interacting with some people. I literally would measure how much of my weird you can handle, and I limit myself according to who is in my surrounding. And that is not healthy whatsoever. You can't limit yourself. You can't edit yourself when you're existing. It's not good for your soul. It's not good for your energy. It's not good for your purpose. It stifles your purpose on earth when you limit yourself. You have to live a full life that seeks to do everything it is here to do. Matt pointed out that we are in our 30s now. I don't know why he had to point it out. Um, Actually, I do because our friend just had his first baby, Mac. Yeah, Nicolo Goops. I mean, that is incredible. Matt's brother has his firstborn. That in itself makes you think, am I going to be able to look a creation of my existence in the eye and create a new type of relationship? Because I've talked about sibling relationships and sibling love as one form of love, nephew and niece love, uncle love is a different kind of form to sibling love. And now you have offspring love or parental love. That's I think that's more appropriate to call it parental love than offspring love. You know, parental love. It's nothing. I can't say it's nothing that I've experienced before because I've experienced it with my parents, with my mother, with my father. It's it's something that has absolutely no boundaries when it's perfect. It has no boundaries, but it has all the respect that it deserves. So it is kind of like full circle if you think about it, because you're born into the world and you experience parental love from the from the child side of things, where I would say you receive the parental love and you provide the parents with a vessel to receive that parental love, that admiration for being, for just being. That is the parental love that you receive as a child. The same one that you will gather and and expropriate towards your own child. It is a return of energy. I want to believe that at 30 years old, I can see. I want to believe that I don't doubt that I can see what I see. I want to believe at this point in my journey, I understand. And I understand that I have all the time in life to understand, to gain further understanding, to be an understanding. The complexity of being here is quite, it's elusive to me because reality reality does not not exist. It's there, but it's not there. You know, it's a very fragile understanding, and that understanding can change. In fact, it changes constantly, but like it can change abruptly, and it becomes a different reality. Every action sort of like shifting reality, and then big shifts create different vibrations, different realities. So reality can vibrate here and it can vibrate here. People can exist simultaneously on different realities, and that that gap is where there is no understanding between the two people. So to say that reality is really be very far fetched in nature. You know, you yourself, you're far fetched because where the fuck does that kind of far fetched idea come from? We can never experience the same reality because we are not the same reality. And we can never define love universally because it's never the same. It's always this really different and new experience of pure passion, pure passion. That is the word, pure passion. Pure passion to be, pure passion to see, pure passion to have a taste for life, to have a taste for nature, to have a taste for existence in its inexistent nature. And that is exactly what I feel when I'm hanging out with my nephews and nieces. A passion to live, to see these people become people, to see them prosper in their passions, in their quests, because this is a very beautiful plane to be in, to to be able to see everything that happens around us is incredible, and it's also tiring as fuck. But like, if you find something that passionately keeps you here, then you want to stay for it. You want to know what happens in the next page, in the next chapter, by the end of the book. But this book is without an ending because they are going to watch their nephews and nieces or their children grow up, and their children are going to watch their children grow up. In my nephews and nieces, I find all my sisters, and they're the characters that I grew up knowing. There they are in a different form, in a form that I can interact with in a very different way. In my nephews and nieces, I see my sisters, I see my mother, I see my grandparents. In my siblings, I see my mother, everything that she was, like right there in like literal explicit forms. And all of her characters have sort of like branched out in different directions, including myself. That woman was an architect. She designed a house. Okay, she understood the importance of memory. She loved beautiful music. She was spiritual, but she saw reality. Very understanding, very patient, very stern. I miss her very much. But in my siblings and in my nephews and nieces, what is one word for nephews and nieces? Because saying nephews and nieces is just too much. But in these people that are still with me today, and I am still with them, I see my mother. I can still feel my mother's love, even though it comes from different, in different forms. And I want to know that they all feel my love in whatever form it goes out to them. Because I love them more than I love anything in this world. Because the reality is that this reality is just momentary. It's not, it doesn't exist. It's a backstory. It's a filler. But the love that we share, that is the only true reality.